Hey, what's up? It's M'aine Da Vinci, and y'all watching Too Loud Media. I'm from Monroe, Louisiana, but we had my mom had got married, so we moved. My dad was stationed down here in San Antonio, so we moved to San Antonio. So I'm originally from Louisiana, but I stay down here now. First and foremost is J. Cole. J. Cole is that's my go-to for inspiration. 'Cause I came across J. Cole when I was in 7th grade. Yeah, 7th grade, and he had dropped the warm-up mixtape. And I remember sitting on the bus every morning listening to the warm-up mixtape. And my favorite track from that mixtape is Dead Presidents 2. So the way that he delivered on Dead Presidents 2, I was like, man, like that's dope. And for me to like understand what he was saying in 7th grade at that young age, I was like it inspired me to start writing. I mean, when I first started, of course, when people first start, they're not gonna be as good. But I started, and then from then, I just kept on and I kept on. And Lil Wayne played a big inspiration as well, because I'm from Louisiana, so that's what I grew up on. So, and he has punchline. So you take the delivery and the lyricism from Cole, and you take the punchlines from Wayne, and that's how I used to go about writing my songs. That's how I still go about writing my songs. The pain just basically comes from, I guess, past relationships. So Juice WRLD is another person that I cite for inspiration. So he talks about pain in most of his songs, and that's where I get that type of songwriting from. But my most streamed song is a song called Skyfall, and that song is that one is basically about an ex-relationship that ended not so well. Of course, I have to write about it and get the pain out. But that's where the pain comes from, basically. All the hurt that I had to deal with from exes in the past and all that, that's where the pain comes from. My favorite Juice WRLD song is, that's a tough one. It's probably gonna have to be Empty, from his last album, Decorations for Love. I really listen to every genre, but as far as drawing inspiration from any other genre, it would probably be, I listen to rock music. My favorite band is 3 Days Grace. So I listen to them. And then as far as pop music, I like, I don't know if you ever heard of him. His name is Perry Shadows. Like a white kid, he got like long hair. But I like the way that he like delivers his stuff. So when I try to think of choruses, like you'll see, like I'm having an album drop in a couple of weeks, so you'll see. But when you listen to it, like the way he delivers his choruses is like, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's singy, but it's still like hip hop. He's like mixed match. So that's how I also got inspiration from that too. So it was pretty lit. That was my second time opening for a performance. But, it was pretty dope. They had to get a good little show out. I performed, most of the songs I performed were unreleased songs. I think all of them I performed were unreleased songs. So it was pretty loud, especially towards the end. And I had a couple homeboys that performed on that with me that it's crazy because we all used to work in the same studio, but we never made each other. And then we had ventured off like later on down the line and then started working separately, and then we come back and we like reunited at the Skinny for the Nine concert. So it was pretty dope. But if I had to choose anybody besides Juice WRLD, it would probably be NBA Youngboy. Yeah, bro, he just, I don't know, but I guess just because I'm from Louisiana, bro, and he's, you know what I'm saying, he big down there, and well, he big everywhere else too, but he big down there. But I guess that influence is like, I don't know, I listen to his music, you know what I'm saying, I be doing all sorts, but if you listen to Youngboy, people think he just like aggressive and shit. They think he's just aggressive and all he talk about is like toting guns and shit. But it's like, if you're like a real fan, you listen to him, he talk about pain too. So I think one of my favorite songs by him is Lonely Child. and then hypnotized. If you actually listen to what this man is saying, he's talking about pain too, not just the drugs and the guns and shit. So, man, most of his pain come from relationship. So that's why he another one of my favorite artists. That was pretty loud too. The set was long. I didn't expect to get that long of a set. I think I did 6 songs, and I was the opener for it. And shout out to my boy C-Rose, because he coordinated it. And he hit me up like a month or 2 ahead of time. And he was like, hey, I got this event going down, some nice event in July. And he was like, down. He was like, yeah, man, like that. I'll hit you with the details. Later on, he hit me with the details, and then from there it was history. That was the same turnout as the Skinny from the 9 channel, so it was pretty loud.
And I had to do what's best for me. Rather take my spot instead of helping stand next to me.
I was in a situation where that I had friends, and they would rap too, I guess, in a sense. But we would go to the studios and stuff, and they would never help, because you know, like when they record, I give them advice and stuff, you know what I'm saying, like to help them do better, but they never help me in return. Like whenever I ask for anything, which I barely do, but whenever I do ask for feedback, they never help like give feedback, or if I was ever in need of anything, their hand was never out for me, but my hand was out for them. But the moment that, like, say, because I had started picking up in studios, like they'll give me like deals and stuff in time because they like working with me, but they didn't do that for them, and they would feel a certain type of way. So they would go behind my back, and they would talk mess to these people, because one of the studios that I actually did go to, they like cut ties with me just because of what they said, which was false. So they rather take my spot and stand next to me and help me. So, you know what I'm saying? But if the tables were turned, I would rather help them and take the spot, because everybody, there's a spot for everybody in my opinion. So you have all these rappers at the top. Everybody got a spot. Why we can't help each other, you know, get up at the same time instead of like I'm gonna overdo you or I'm gonna outdo you. Everybody got their own lane. I stay in my own lane. So that one came across because I was like, I'm gonna try something different, because you know how I started writing about the pain shit. So I was like, I'm gonna try something different, because before I started writing about the pain shit, that's how I used to rap all the time. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put that aside, and I'm gonna write about some hard shit. So I went and found that beat for YouTube, and I renamed it 187, bro, and I got it, and I was like, this shit was hard, like you put on the speakers and knock, so I was like, bet. So that one was just me, just like, I'm gonna try something different, bro. I'm gonna go hard and put some aggressiveness to it, as well as the wordplay and some punchline, you know what I'm saying? I believe, like, I guess, uniqueness as far as sound, as far as how I write my stuff and how it's delivered onto the beats that I pick. So all of that meshed into one pot. I feel like it's set aside and it's different from most of everybody else around here. I mean, personally, I haven't came across anybody that's sounded close to what I have, but I feel like I bring uniqueness. I'll talk about the pain that I go through, and it's relatable because my Skyfall joint and the Guilty Pleasure joint, those are the ones that I receive the most praise on because of the simple fact that they say it's relatable. So they're like, I have situations that I've been through, yada yada, where it's like it's so relatable. Like I feel like I'm in your shoes. So that's why I feel like I.
Now, does your music just flow out of you, or do you need to be in like a certain creative space to make the best of you?
It depends. Most of the time, I like to write my music by myself. Like I like to be in a room by myself. That doesn't mean I can't write with other people in the room, because I've done it plenty of times before. But as far as preference goes, I like to write in a room by myself. Nobody in there, because I feel like I have all the space to just think and brainstorm and all that. I usually, this is weird, but when I write, I pace back and forth. I have my phone in my hand and I'm pacing back and forth. So that's how I write. And that's pretty much it. But I prefer to be like alone. It doesn't matter what room, where I'm at. As long as I'm alone in that room and nobody's bothering me, then that's what's best for me. That's how I write. Yeah. I do get writer's block. And I actually recently got writer's block before I finished the last song I was telling you about. Like I writer's block before that one. But what I do to get rid of writer's block is I go to YouTube and I have a set list of freestyle beats. So I go to YouTube and I play them and I freestyle on like all 10 of them. Because that gets my juices working, that gets my brains going. And if that doesn't work, then I go listen to J. Cole. So he like either the freestyling or I go listen to J. Cole and that gets my juices flowing and then I'll be straight. That's how I cure my life. So Emotions is basically, it's like in a sense, it's like a little tribute to Juice WRLD because he, on his last album, he had a track titled He and then Slash and then Emotions. So that's where I got the name from, but I'm gonna do a whole album about it. So there will be pain songs on it, of course, because that's what I'm most known for is the pain songs. So there will be pain songs on it. And there'll be a couple like maybe 2 or 3 hard songs, but I'm focused on like when I do a project, I like to focus on the subject at hand. I don't want like a bunch of, I don't want to say like emotions, I'm not rapping about like emotions or pain or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like me having this album titled Jewelry, I'm not rapping about jewelry. So I like to follow the subject at hand. So it's gonna be, the original outline that I had for it was, it would be 2 songs that describes or displays each emotion. So anger, happiness, sadness, depression, all of that. So that's the outline that I have for it. That's what it's gonna be. And it's almost done. It's gonna be like 16 songs. So I just have 4 more to record. I just finished writing it yesterday, so I have to record that. So that's what that's about. But it should be either releasing late this June or early July. My message to you would be to, if they know and they feel that they want to do something, to just buckle down and focus on what they want to do and take the steps that they need to take to do so. There's gonna be obstacles. There's obstacles in everybody's life, even people who have made it to the top. They didn't make it that. They didn't make it just like, oh, well, I woke up one day and boom. There's obstacles that you have to face, so you should expect it. You just have to prepare yourself to be ready for it. So if you grow up with a dream, right, and you really want this dream, you have to sit down with yourself and have to say, okay, cool, this is what it's gonna take, and this is what I have to do. And it's not gonna happen all at once. So create a plan. One day, this day I'm gonna take care of this day I'm gonna tackle this day I'm gonna tackle this. One step at a time that leads to a big journey. So you take it one step at a time, you eventually get to where you're going. But my thing is to stay consistent. A lot of people, they like to, because things aren't happening the way that they want it to happen, they like to give up right in the middle. But if you give up right in the middle, who's to say that very next day couldn't have been your big break? So, but you gave up, so you will never know. So my thing is stay consistent and stay true to yourself. Stay focused, because I like feedback on my stuff, but if I know this is the direction that I want to go, I'm going to take the feedback and I'm going to consider it. If it's helpful for what I'm trying to do, then I'll input it or I'll use it. But if not, it'll still be there and I'll consider it. But if, as far as I know where I want to go, I'm going to do what I have to do and what I know is best for me, I'm going to do that. So my message to them would be, if they have a dream, take it step by step. Don't try to rush it, because you have people think, in a sense, compared to everything else in the universe, our life is short compared to here. Well, our lifespan is 80 to 100 years. That's pretty long, bro. That's pretty long. And I had this one algebra teacher who broke it down for people. Because I know people, they feel like once they reach their 20s and they're not, like, haven't achieved their dreams, they feel like they're not doing what they're supposed to in life. But if you think about it, 20, you're still young.
Right.
You're just now barely putting your foot into the world 20s. So he broke it down, you have your kid stage, and then you have your preteen, you have teenagers, and you have 20s, and you have 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. It's a long line. You have all this time. You have all this time to do what you have to do. You don't have to rush it, basically. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to go slow about it either. Just create your own pace, and as long as you stay consistent with music.
I'm way too heavy, yeah, they wanna see me fall. Something like confetti, yeah, you wanna go to war.